And now, let me take you through a demonstration of Predictable Security, our flagship product. So what we have here is the login screen to the user interface of Predictable Security. We have built-in user management, so we can protect access to the system. So we're logging in as admin right now. And when I log into the main screen, the first thing we see here is a dashboard. And in our dashboard, we are showing high-level statistics of all the events that have flown through our system. Every event, as we've discussed before, represents a step in an attack. So at the top, we see that we saw 6,400 events related to threats, and 75 of them related to total finished attacks. Of those, 56 were unique attacks. And in this demonstration, we have set up 2 origins at risk. We can also show you statistics of the events seen by origin and also events seen by model. Every model is a category of attacks that we've grouped together to train a specific predictive model. We also see distributions by origin, by model, and top attacks for all attacks, and at the bottom for all threats. In the attacks view, we can now drill down into actual attacks that have happened. So we are seeing a list of attacks, and every one of the attacks shown is the date that we've seen the latest event on the attack, the model for the attack, and the origin that the attack has happened on. In the threats view, we see the same information but by threats. We have, as we have discussed before, threats are attacks that have not been completed, and that's why we show a column on the right that shows you the most recent progress of every threat. That's how far a specific attack has progressed. Obviously, if it's not 100%, it's still seen as a threat. The next screen shows all the same information but organized by origin. So we see in our test system here, we have 2 origins that were configured and that we are monitoring. And we drill down into a specific origin. We can also see all the attacks that have completed on it, and we can then also select all the threats that are active on every one of the origins. The one we show in orange there has gone over a certain threshold to show that the risk is high for that specific attack, in this case 80%. The next view is by model. Here we have sliced information to show you the statistics by specific model. If I drill into this model called attacks for web, we see there is one attack that is completed, and if I click on the threats view, there are many other threats that are also underway. Back to the attack, let me drill into this specific one, and here we can see in detail from the very beginning of the attack every single step that we've observed through the system, from step 1 right up to where it became a critical risk beyond 75%, up to the point where the attack was completed at 100%. We can also view the information by table, as a table, or a very nice view that we have as a graph view. Here we can show you the actual model of the attack, and this is an illustration of why we call our machine learning techniques glass box. We show you the very graph of information that we have captured for all this category of attacks, and we've grayed out the relations between those different subsets of steps for attacks. So let's replay this attack from start to end. I've gone back to the start of the attack, and what we see here is one little blue dot which shows that we've observed the very first event or step for this attack. It also shows at the bottom of this diagram all of these red triangles, and every one of those represent a possible attack that could still happen. And as we go next, meaning that we replay the steps of the attack forward, we see that we are reducing the number of attacks that are in view or possible due to the specific sequence of events that we have seen. So this means that this diagram shows you all the possible attacks in this category, but it also very efficiently searches through that space of all possible workflows. And as I go forward, showing next events that we've observed, you will see that the number of attacks in view are reduced more, until finally we only have one attack in view. So we have seen a few events or steps, and we finally concluded that only one possible attack can still happen, but we still need more evidence for the attack to be deemed completed. And therefore I'm now simulating the system observing the other events still needed for this attack to complete. So there we see all of them as they have flown through the system, and we now have a 100% completed attack. So this is a very nice way to see how our machine learning models work and how well they can explain themselves. As I said also, we do have a full user management system, and we can manage users that are able to see, able to log into the system. We can add users with profiles, and very soon also we will be able to add further metadata for origins and for information flowing through the system. And that is the demonstration of predictable security.